Good evening, everyone. I'm Bazag, and this is Star Trek Reliant, a Star Trek Adventures actual play where we play in the universe of Star Trek Online. So, welcome to the show. Let's start by introducing our characters here. I'm Bazag, and I play Rick Tier, our chief engineer. Let's go with our acting captain and CMO.
Once more, I'm eating Mexican food, so you, the audience, has to wonder, is this, two separate times? Or, it's the same day?
Just trying to keep up continuity for the two-parter.
Alright, we'll come back to our CMO. Let's go with Captain Graves?
Hello, I am Duncan 11. I play Graves. And we are filmed in front of a live studio audience, which is my two cats.
Our helm officer.
The Furlington Boat Factory.
I'm not sure how to say Chorog, so JB, what position would you say Chorog is?
It's the final brain cell.
Okay. We can't forget our bird raptor thing that definitely did not eat the person.
I'm Arcane Flame. I play Gro and Faberry, and where we're going, we won't need eyes to see, because theater is a mind.
And this is an audio-only podcast. And DB.
Hey, should we call the Bondulance for Kara?
Maybe we should. Maybe we should just go back to see how our acting captain is going.
I have a mouthful.
Okay. Chip is chipping away right now. So let's... So
long as it's not a mouthful of shit, then we've got a problem.
Yes, let's jump right into the episode. So, does any one of our players want to describe what happened? Just get an idea of what current situation we're facing.
I will volunteer DB for that, because he's done some really good, narrator voice Dragon Ball Z last time.
Oh dear.
So I vote for him.
When last we met our intrepid heroes on the Star Trek Reliant, they discovered a long-abandoned space station of mysterious origin. This was sending a landing team to investigate, or I guess it would be a boarding party in this case. Anyway, it seemed abandoned I'm messing it up.
Okay, we're gonna have to bleep that.
No, I stopped myself. It was FU dash. Anyway, place was abandoned. Strange marks on the floor led to a medical center. And everything, just absolutely zero power detected anywhere. Looked like it was abandoned in a hurry. Place was peeled open like a tuna can. I'm spiraling here.
I can fill in some details if you want.
I swear I'm usually better at these.
You're good.
Right, so some details that, were left out. The station looked kind of like a bunch of grapes, and one of the grapes, specifically the landing area cargo bay grape, had been ripped open by kinetic beams, it seemed like. We only know one faction that uses kinetic beams, and they're the Borg, so we're all kind of terrified. That and the fact that inside, in addition to all this organic something that was everywhere, we've also discovered nanites, which are very similar to what Kara has flowing through her, synthetic blood. Plus, we also found a anatomical dummy that looks very similar to both the Soar species and our synthetic heroine herself. And, as I have been reminded by Grawl, thank you very much, the planet that this station orbits has been utterly annihilated by kinetic bombardment and is basically nothing but a bunch of craters.
We got there in the end.
So
It took 3 of us, but we got most of the points, I think.
So you've just finished exploring the med bay. There is a door that you can keep going forward. It's not from inside the medbay. It's basically from the corridor outside medbay that you can keep going, or there is a path back, a second fork that you didn't take previously.
Oh, I'm not liking the inside of this place. It looks like someone exploded. Let's go try the door. We don't know what it says, but if current experience holds true, we're going to find an airlock, and on the other side of that airlock, something.
Daniel will want to just pick up one of the various devices that we've seen scattered around the whole way here, and knowing that it's out of battery like everything else, but he'll want to just kind of check what kind of battery is in there, and if it seems like something that the Federation similar to what the Federation has or better, he'll want to ask how long it usually takes for them to run out of power these days.
Okay, give me insight engineering for that. Okay, with 2 successes, it is similar to Federation technology, sort of like a fusion cell kind of power source. It is very old, over 500 years, maybe even over 1,000 years old.
Wait, so like the battery itself seems that old, or like I can tell that something like this would need that much time to run out of battery?
The batteries, you can't really tell specifically how this battery, or this battery in particular, is, but this is not just battery draining. This is the components sort of interacting in a way that makes the battery sort of like beyond dead. It's sort of like the chemical nature of how this battery stores charge has changed so that it is no longer capable of storing charge.
Okay. I guess while the crew is focusing on the door, Daniel's just gonna kind of say out loud, well, based on the batteries in these things, it's been a long time since this place saw anybody.
That doesn't surprise me. That does make it slightly less likely that we'll run into the Borg. Could someone with some engineering keys get the door, unless you just want me to rip it open?
I could try it.
Please.
Okay, the manual release for the first door activates easily enough. Everyone files in, closes the door behind you, but the second door for the airlock just refuses to open. There's some kind of bar or something that is blocking the release of the second airlock door.
Cool. Somebody doesn't want us to go in there. So we really need to go in there.
I'll take care of that.
Before you do, that first door is shut, right? We've got a good seal?
Yeah, it has closed
Okay.
behind us, so we're pretty sure we have an airtight seal.
All right, good. Then it doesn't matter if we break this one. We've still got a seal between this area and the outside.
All right, what am I going to need to roll to...
Okay, how are you approaching this? Are you shooting it with a gun? Are you trying to sort of burst your way through? Like, how are you approaching opening this door?
I'm going to try to engineer it first, and if that fails, I'll just blow it open.
Okay, give me... Are you trying to sort of like manhandle it or finesse it?
I'm going to try to percussive maintenance.
Okay, give
In that case, I'm
me
gonna have Kara
daring.
aid, if you don't mind.
Yeah, give me daring engineering for that.
Okay,
Kara,
and I do have mechanical tinkering and creative solutions
Yeah.
that I can throw focuses on.
Yep.
Can I just use fitness engineering?
Yes, I was going to suggest fitness engineering for aid for that.
All right, daring engineering.
Your focuses do apply. I don't think I mentioned that.
And Kara got a success, and Chorog got a success.
Chorog can roll another. Oh no, Chorog roll 2. That is enough. Between 2 successes, Kara adds a little bit more force to the percussive maintenance, sort of like slamming what are you using to perform this maintenance?
Well, Charles using his bare hands to try to wrench the locking mechanism open.
Okay,
Pretty much same.
So Kara is sort of joining Chorog in that, and with a bit of
Trog is trying to manhandle the counterweight that seems to be jammed into place to trigger the release mechanism.
Okay, and through both of your assistance with that, the door pops, releases open. It doesn't break open, but whatever was holding it back, it sort of like comes clattering down from where it was stuck inside and is laying on the floor beneath, right in front of the airlock as it opens. The first thing you notice is this giant pile of scrap metal, of components of various things, some tubes, some electronic components, probably some type of like plastic or similar moldings. It's just one giant pile of discarded rubbish. And around the outside is various computer consoles. Looking from the scene, this probably was the ops center for the station at some point.
I'm glad we've noticed the computers, because for a minute there, I thought we'd spent all this effort just to break into the trash compactor. Kara checks to see what it was that fell down and was jamming the door.
It was just a strip of metal, sort of like half an inch thick, in a long sort of almost like a strip of steel.
Kara just kind of tosses it carelessly onto the pile of stuff and just says, "Okay, so do we want to go digging in the pile, or?"
Maybe we should look at the computers. If this is a command center, maybe they have like notes of what went wrong.
And given the state of everything else around here, I don't know if we can restore power.
Well, I'll see what I can do to get some kind of juice going. If you guys want to go through that pile of junk and see what they have while I mess with the computers, go ahead.
I'm on it.
Setsa will tend to the pile because she's just honestly curious to see if there's anything there that's reflective of.
Kara, meanwhile, just starts grabbing pieces and just kind of tossing them into a pile. Like, this one's, steel, this one's plastic, this one's circuitry, etc.
Daniel will also at least start looking at the pile, but he's going to use his scanner, since the scanner he bought a while ago was for the... He bought it because it was good at scanning, getting detailed scans of machinery and stuff. So he's just scanning the pile with that.
All right, everyone doing the checking the pile. You can pretty much give me any insight check except for command. Insight, science, medicine, engineering, con, security, they all sort of apply here.
Setsa was close there.
So was Kara.
Kara was close.
The good news is at least I can't get tetanus.
I forget. Does have a focus doesn't matter if you roll a 1, right? Because
No,
it would
yeah.
just
Because it's already a cred, so...
Yeah, focus just increases the range. Okay.
All right. So with most everyone there who rolled a 1, which is everyone but DB, you don't. I mean, you find steel bars. You don't find anything really. They all seem to be like parts of some kind of machine. but you're not really have any real clue as what the machine might be. But DB, as you're searching probably a bit higher up in the pile, you find something, what appears to be some kind of metal skeleton, a broken chassis for what appears to be the frame of a synth. It's basically like the top half torso of a skeletonized Kara.
Daniel sees this shape clearly appear in the pile on his scanner, and he's just gonna kind of point to that part of the pile and be like, I think we may have found an early attempt at Kara in there.
Kara will help clean the junk away from that to uncover the skeleton. Which point she says, "Alas, poor York. I knew him, Horatio, a man of infinite jest."
That's the thing. It's not just that this skeleton was incomplete, but there's clear signs of damage. That this was perhaps torn or broken aggressively.
Well, judging by what happened to our friend here, I certainly feel safe.
Is with the context of how the pile looked when we walked in, and where the skeleton was ultimately found in the pile, does it look like it was dumped here with all the other stuff, or does it look like it may have gathered the stuff itself and just kind of died in doing what it was trying to do? Or
alternatively, was it hit by falling debris?
So, as you examine the pile, I'm going to use the rolls you already have. This does not seem to be an accident. This had to have been done by an external force whose purpose was to damage or kill this thing. The fact that it was, it wasn't obvious, so there was a slight layer of things over it. But this was placed, this entire pile was stacked upon each other. Kara, everyone can you give me also another, say, engineering or medicine insight for either one of those?
One success from Kara. Yeah, they're coming in too fast for me to check. We're all got 2, though.
Man, I've
Setsa
got
just got 1.
I've got a robotics focus, but I rolled too low for it to apply the first time and too high for it to apply the second time.
Alright, so it's Garol that finds hang on. Yes, sorry, it took me a while to remember what this check was for. You realise that these parts, you remember back and find the scrapes back in what was what could have been the personnel quarters, and the goop and stuff that could have been blood. But no, there is probably about 14, 15 corpses here of synths, mostly scrap, mostly short bits of pieces, a bit unable seen, but that torso skeleton was the largest piece and the only really identifiable piece that is in that mix.
Kara, from what I'm seeing here, these were all like you, and they're just a pile of rubble. This does not look good.
Something shredded them. Something that didn't like them. Kara's going to examine the largest intact one again. Is the head and chest still mostly in one piece?
So it's like the head is mostly intact, but there is like a severe like break in it where something forceful hit it and it broke. But as far as the torso, that is mostly just the skeleton. There is just the basic frame of the body and none of the components or chassis shell that would have been there.
Kara just kind of traces over the damage and says, I hope whatever hit him in the head was fatal. Otherwise he would have been caught in this pile and just bled to death. As close to it as I can bleed anyway. Or he could bleed. Yeah, pro tip. I don't know if I should be telling you this, but if you need to kill me, sever my head or shoot me in my head. Anything else is survivable, at least for a time.
Alright, and while that is going on, Shurog, can I get you to do a inside engineering check for me?
Okay.
Dang.
So with one success,
I was about to say, if there are any possibilities that his focus is going to fly. Probably not,
I mean,
but...
there's I have information hacking.
no, that's not going to apply for a power system. This is not accessing a working system. This is trying to get a system just to
Mechanical
function.
tinkering.
This is more electronic tinkering.
I'm SOL on that department.
Yeah, unfortunately, no. You do find what would appear to be a version of plasma conduits, plasma inputs for the consoles, but without containment and a flow of plasma, you're just not going to be able to get energy into them.
Kara just... Oh, go ahead.
John's with us, right?
Yeah.
Hey, John, do you think you can teleport back to his ship, get a portable power source for this? I can't... There's no way to really get this thing going without some kind of power source.
Marcus?
Here, just a second. Sorry, I just had a work email come in. What was that?
We've asked John to go get a portable power source so that we can try to hook it to the computer.
John will go ahead and do that. So he will spore jump to the Reliant, and being zippity quick on that, he mistakenly just jumps to the bridge.
Well, while all this is going on, Kara's just going to speak into the open link to the bridge anyway. Captain O'Connor, we found what I think might be the remains of the crew. Looks like they were synthetic androids like me, and something basically shredded them down into tiny bits.
I see. That's concerning. And we're sure that whatever did this is dead, more than likely, right?
No, we're not.
Great.
Just
Well,
be on the
keep me
lookout for
updated.
anything jumping from the station, I guess.
Trust me, we'll have somebody keep an eye on it.
Larissa probably has like every torpedo on the Reliant locked onto the station just in case.
Anyway, while John is trying to find basically a space car battery for us to use, Daniel's gonna speak up and say, I know JB's away for this moment, which is unfortunate, but Daniel's just gonna say, I'm pretty good at jerry-rigging things. I could probably help with that when John gets back.
Speaking of jury rigging, Kara thinks back. Was the door jammed from the outside or the inside?
It was jammed, like it was jammed from the side you were accessing it.
Okay, that makes more sense. Okay, so somebody shredded the synths, stuffed them in here, and tried to lock the door so that nobody could get in afterwards. It's like they were afraid they were going to get back up somehow. Kara just kind of lightly kicks the pile. Yeah, you don't get up from this. Kara just kind of looks around. John sure is taking a while. I wonder where he went to go get that power source.
He is presently trying to negotiate how well he's going to take care of it with the engineering team. Just promising, keep it all safe, be good, we'll be good, we'll bring it back, don't worry. even though this is completely not necessary.
He didn't go to the Reliant Bridge. He ended up at an auto.
I thought I went to an O'Brien. I thought I went to an O'Brien Starship Parts.
Oh,
Yeah.
God.
O'Brien's Starship Parts.
Oh, God.
I had to do it. I had to do it.
As soon as John's back from wherever he ended up going for the power source, he spore jumps back. Like, okay, I got it. Promise we'll be real good with it and not blow it up, unless we need to.
Well, let's hope the station doesn't feed back on it. So, hey, Dan, get over here. Could you give me a hand with this? You're good. You're good at this.
And I wouldn't worry about that. With how dead this station is, even if we get a sudden surge, it'll just dissipate throughout the systems.
Well, I'm just worried that whatever juice the station runs on is not going to be compatible with that power pack. So we're going to have to do this real slow and go for just take our time with it, powering it up.
Kara, meanwhile, very pointedly does not ask where John got the power source.
All right.
Three sets of jumper cables, some duct tape, and a little bit of WD-40 shouldn't be able to handle.
Okay. So go, Duncan.
I was just going to say, the power source looks Klingon.
So if either of you two want to, one of you can roll insight engineering, the other can roll control engineering, or you can both roll control.
I will do control engineering, because that is my good attribute.
I will do control engineering as well, because that's also two of my good ones.
Well, before you do that, who's assisting and who's doing the main role?
Well, I'm working the main controls. Daniel's going to be slowly bringing the power up on that power converter.
Okay, Daniel is assisting.
Yep.
I will mention Daniel has a focus specifically for integrating technology.
Yeah. So it's actually Daniel probably would be the better one for the main role then.
Okay, that's fine. So you said control engineering?
Yep, just one dice for Chorog.
Focus didn't matter, but still 2 successes.
And no success from Trog because he rolled a 6.
The dice are not liking me tonight.
But 2 successes overall still.
You are able to, after a bit of a not panic, but moment where you might actually not feedback, but like burn the conduits and prevent power from being. You're able to get at least one console powered. The thing lights up, and it does seem to be a sensor console. It reads. There's nothing able to be seen on it because the sensors themselves aren't powered, but it is laid out and configured in a way for sensor operations.
Kara, can you read this? I can't make out this language.
Hell no, but that's what Graal's for. Come on, little buddy.
Okay. Grawl heads over to try to decipher the language.
Okay, give me another insight science with your anthropology focus.
While Graal's translating, Daniel's just going to say, so are we trying to see what the sensors last sensed before everything went down, or?
Well, I think first off, we got to see if Graal can read it. And then we can start asking questions from there. 2 successes and a complication.
Oh, boy.
Okay.
I love this game.
These are always the fun ones.
Okay, so, Garal, you do notice that there is a little icon, small, that's off, sort of in the corner, off the side. It's barely noticeable. The main sign is basically there is no data, there is sort of like indication of where the station is and what would have been detected, but you're getting error messages, what appear to be error messages, that indicate there's no data coming in. But that little thing off the side does grab your notice. It is not part of... It is sort of like more like a systems menu, from what you're able to tell, than a part of sensor operations.
Okay, I'm getting a lot of errors, but there's something like different here. One of you computer guys might want to look at it.
Setsa?
Setsa steps up and says, "Yeah, I'll have to take a look at this. Oh, pretty marveling a little bit of this. That's a little different." So Setsa will try to clear the errors and get a better link in.
Okay, so this, as Setsa does that, she finds that there's a lot of data corruption. She may be able to restore some of the data, but there's going to be some that is basically going to be lost forever.
Righto. So, actually, hold on. I gotta look up a talent, because the one might actually come into play here.
I'm just remembering abort, retry, and fail. This is one of the few times where anybody would actually just put fail. Like, yeah, you're giving me an error. I don't care.
Okay. Yes. Okay, so Setsa has computer expertise as a talent, which allows her to get an additional D20 on this roll.
Yes,
and
it
she's got
does.
information systems as a focus. So, let's see. For the attempted roll, what stats are we using?
So for this, this will be reason science with a focus.
Alrighty.
Can I assist, since Daniel's used to working with space station computer systems, even if they are just as conceptually?
I'm going to allow one person to assist. If someone can think that they've got a better idea, then they can. But DB, you're it for now.
What was the role?
Oh, god damn it.
Reason science.
2 successes and a complication.
You do have a determination if you want to spend that to re-roll Setsa.
Yeah, let's go ahead and do that.
What value are you doing?
She will go with the joy in learning.
Okay.
And that's 2 successes from Daniel, just pointing over her shoulder.
Okay, so there's...
Actually, the funny thing is that both of you are leaning over Grawl's shoulders.
Yeah. All right, now hold down the shift key.
Okay, so overall, we've got 5 successes.
Okay. That is enough to recover a good chunk of the data. You do find the sensor logs. At least a good chunk of them. There's details that are missing, there's corrupted bits of data, there's gaps. But what you're able to tell is that the station was functioning normal. There was a ship that arrived. The ship, the design of the ship mostly is lost. There's no details that you can find. There's very little detail you can find, but it doesn't look like a Borg sphere or probe or diamond or any other traditional Borg design.
Is it black?
That's one of the pieces of information that you just don't get. But you do get a flood of particles. You do get tractor beams. You do get all this particles being generated from this ship. It's fairly... I'm just trying to... It's probably more like a cruiser-ish design. Not a small frigate, but not huge either. That came in and attacked. You do have that the station's defenses fired and returned, but it was clear that there wasn't enough. There is sensor readings of something being fired towards the ground, and of explosions there, of a lot of things being fired onto the ground below. This ship, there isn't any tag or like identifying information about what this ship was beyond the basic shape and outline, which is something none of you have ever seen before.
So now we've got the play-by-play of a ship coming along and deciding to murder the whole planet. Station tried to stop them for all the good that did.
She looks around to see if there's any obvious point to continue on their exploration, since the sensor, even with as good of a job they've done, haven't really gotten anything beyond what they would have been.
Kara will just, real quick, just report over the open channel again that they've definitely ascertained that the station and the planet were destroyed at about the same time. Why they didn't actually just reduce the station to scrap is a good question, but whoever attacked, they were much more powerful than the defenders. And then Kara as well is going to see if there's any other entrances or exits to ops, or if it's time to backtrack.
It's time to backtrack. This is sort of like the end of this line of navigation. I mean, you could definitely try and activate other stations, but you would require decoupling the power supply and recoupling it to a new console.
When Daniel looked at one of the little data pads that were lying around to check the batteries, would he have noticed whether there was some kind of hard storage system on them that would keep memory even without any power at all in the system?
I mean, it's really hard to tell without actually going in and you would actually give me another reason engineering on this. This will be reason engineering. Difficulty 2.
I don't think anything would. I don't think I have any focuses that would apply, unfortunately. The only thing I can think of would be metalworking and integrating technology.
Yeah.
But that's not really. I'm just analyzing machine.
Depending on how your values work, you might have something you can use as a determination point to try to re-roll the 19.
I mean, I have. I don't know. Unless I take a risky, just jab something in there to pry it open or something, I don't think a value would apply.
What are your values? I'm curious now.
Nothing ventured, nothing gained. I'm not afraid to get my hands dirty. Nothing is impossible, only waiting to be understood. And I've had enough of this goddamn space bullshit.
I mean, the nothing is impossible really sounds like to me, but Rick would have the final say.
You know, I will allow you to use that one. Tell me how you want to find what's waiting beneath.
I mean, I was really just trying to. I don't know. I was really just trying to see if there was any reason to plug it into the powered console to just see if there was a final log or something.
Well, that's different from what you were
from the crew.
That's different from what you were doing. In that case, you'd want to look for a power port, not for removable storage.
I know. I was seeing if there was any point to even plugging it in, because if it can't hold data without power and there's no power, then it would have lost all the data.
Yeah. The one thing though is that I would say that trying to identify if there's non-volatile memory in the device is going to be really difficult if you're just doing it by eye or it.
Yeah.
Yeah, the easier thing to do is honestly just plug it in and see what happens.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I feel like the nothing is impossible one is more for outlandish trusting in vague concept type of things.
Anyway, so the question is, do you want to try and plug it in? Do you want to scan it? Are you going to be able to use you can do one of those things and try to re-roll.
Yeah, no, I'm just assuming with that roll, I can't tell if it has
Yeah.
that type of storage, so I'll just try plugging it in, because as far as I'm aware, there's nothing to lose from doing that. It would just power the thing.
Okay, so there's small little charging ports everywhere for these kind of consoles, and you're able to plug it directly into the sensor console, and because the console has power, it's able to give the device power. There is, once again, it is old, so there is also some of its own degradation, but there is still data on the pad. This one is more of a well, you don't really know what it says because you don't read the language, but you're able to see the screen and give the universal translator at least something to work on.
I would like to try and find any kind of, like, video file, audio file, maybe even like just like a notepad, some kind of like notepad equivalent. Just any, like, something that would just be like some kind of log or message that would be sent out or something.
You do see a brief video file of 6 large ships. There's scripts written on each of them that are of the scripts that you've seen here on the station. But they all left the station. You do see glimpses. Can actually give me an insight security check for me.
While he's doing that, I thought of an idea. Kara's going to go up to the sensor console and compare the script to what is known as SOAR script to see if there are any similarities.
Okay, give me... For that'll be reason science.
Oh, you said insight science. Reason
Yes.
science would
Reason
be...
science for me. And
Oh,
Kara
sorry.
Kara has 2 successes, but let's go with DB's success first.
Okay, so with DB, you do see a glimpse of the planet in the video file. It is only a very brief blink and you miss it kind of thing, but this is very clearly from before the devastation. You see what the edge of what probably could be a city, lakes, clouds there. So there is definitely that part of it. As far as Kara's check,
2 successes because I have a positronic brain.
yeah, there was definitely... I don't know if you've seen original Saw. Probably... I think Rick Tier would have shown you at least some point. But yes, there is definitely sort of like a very proto version, like a version of this script then became the Saw language.
Our files that away for later.
And JB, you were doing something. I forgot what you were. Pull weapon signature from the logs that you mentioned in chat. Could you give me? No, you're able to get that without any check. You're able to download that to your pad.
Trog, well, everyone's been doing that. Trog's been messing around with the sensor logs and managed to pull weapon signature data from the external sensor arrays that were briefly gathered during the encounter and downloaded it to his personal pad. He's been looking it over, running it in his head over and over again, and it's not looking good. It's something that's bothering him.
What are the weapon signatures that we found?
So the weapon signatures are mainly the kinetic beams that you had. They're not the same as the Borg, but they are very reminiscent of what the Borg do.
And these,
Do you-
they're kinetic cut. They're highly similar to Borg kinetic cutting beams, but the frequency's all wrong. Borg kinetic cutting beams run on a lower cycling signature than what these are, and that's what's bothering me. It's like
How are
someone.
these things?
It's like there's something else riding along the kinetic cutting beam. I'm trying to determine what it is, but I may need Reliant sensors and computers to figure it out. I can't seem to get it off of this pad here.
Kara slaps Chorog on the back and just says, "Well, if you can't find it right away, don't worry about it. We're dealing with a crime that happened 5,000 years ago. Speaking of which, I've definitely been able to narrow it down. I can't say anything about vocabulary, syntax, or anything else, but the script here is reminiscent of early SOAR writing. It looks like they could be related.
Okay.
And I am seeing people suggesting that we take a break, and now seems like a good time, actually.
Yeah, so we'll take the break and we'll come back after that shortly, which will be actually no time at all for our listeners. See you then. Welcome back, everyone. We have to say goodbye to our friend Eli.
Like 8 2 fixes today.
In the video game.
Killing 2 works up an appetite for sleep.
No, you have to keep going.
You're hardly working, eh?
You have to go. You have to do 4 more so you get an even dozen.
True. So Eli will be off killing. No, I'm kidding.
No, he won't.
He's
doing
gonna-
good job.
Doing a good job, and he's competent, unlike me, who is brittle.
I know.
All right, thank you for joining us, and we'll see you next time.
I love y'all.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.
And I wonder how many podcast listeners just switched on. It's like, wait, we're going still? Yes, we're going still.
All right, so we left off the break with DB finding a video file of 6 massive ships, and with Chorog getting the sensor data of the kinetic beams that attack the station. Is there anything else anyone wants to do?
If I may make a suggestion, I think what we should do from here is sweep and clear the rest of the station. There's probably a lot we can get from these computers, but I don't know if we have the time to do it. The science ship might be better off.
I concur.
We definitely need to make sure that there's nothing waiting to happen to.
Indeed.
All right, so let's head back to the switchback and take the other route.
All right, so this is the one that Goral wasn't able to identify what the icon meant.
Oh, I thought that was the one we just came from. Because it was across from the med bay.
I don't think... well, in the previous episode when we looked into the 2 ways, DB wasn't able to determine either of them if memory serves.
Ah, okay.
Wait, me?
Sorry,
I think
Goral.
you meant to say Grawl.
Yes. So you backtrack and find your way back at this doorway that you haven't opened yet. It does seem to be, once again, an airlock.
Chorog, good sir, would you please work your magic?
My pleasure.
Do we still need a roll for this, or have we gotten good enough we can just...
You've gotten good enough, you can just do it. The only reason I rolled last time was that there was a complication with the usual process.
So Charles opens the manual access panel and pries the mechanism open.
Everybody files in, then we repeat the process.
And repeat the process. As this door opens, but it doesn't open all the way. It opens about sort of halfway before it stops. But Kara, being the only one that is able to sense what's going on, not in a full-on suit, spacesuit or EV suit, there There are a number of things that you discover. First, the air coming in from underneath is significantly warmer than the rest of the air. It would actually rather be comfortable to be in. Secondly, the air is fresh, and there's a life and vibrancy to it. 3, it is, the sensors do say that it is breathable and is sort of a normal oxygen sort of nitrogen mix. But most importantly, there's a lot of sort of pollen inside.
Kara basically takes a deep inhale, and she puts an arm out and stuffs everybody and says, "There's active life support in the area beyond here. Also a fuck ton of pollen. Fortunately, I'm not organic anymore, so that's no longer an issue."
This doesn't seem good.
Setsa is like, well, maybe you should get Subaru, because, this is kind of like where she came from. Spooky lab, lots of organic, lanty things.
Kara's gonna stoop down and try to get through the doorway.
It is a bit awkward, but I'm not going to make you roll. You do sort of
Because if I was gonna roll for it, I'd just roll to rip the door open.
You duck under it, sort of almost doing a limbo, and you're able to come up on the other side. As you look around, it's not life support that is doing this. This is probably once was a hydroponic bay, and you are met with a veritable forest of plants and maybe living things. You're not sure, like animals, but you're not sure.
Kara's just gonna lean down and call through the door. "Okay, we need somebody who knows biology to get in here. We've got like an ecosystem."
Grawl, hey, let's get going, says it.
Do I have to? It's okay.
Come on, it's a forest on a space station. Do you want to check that out?
Those
I'll go
haven't
with
ended.
you.
Those haven't ended historically well.
This is just gonna be like the mushroom vault. It'll work out fine. I'll go with you.
Hey, don't forget I'm
Maybe
here.
we'll find another relative.
I swear to God, Setsa, if you somehow have a relative on this station,
Well, we could spread the love. Maybe it's one of your body's relatives.
Kara leans down, pokes her head through, and just glares at Setsa.
Setsa has
How-
has an innocent expression, like, "Oh, how could you be mad at this face?"
With how weird stuff tends to go with this crew, I wouldn't be surprised if we run into one of my relatives.
Yeah, well, come on in. Unless you're allergic to pollen, keep your, if you're allergic to pollen, keep your spacesuit on. Frankly, probably better anyway just to do that, but
Oh yeah, no, I was never going to take this suit off for anything until we get back.
well, you I wasn't worried about, but everybody else might have been tempted.
Well, go on, Goral. I'll be behind you we'll take it one step at a time.
Grow, I guess, leads everyone in with tricorder scanning.
Alright, Garel.
Also scanning.
People who are doing scanning. Let's do reason science.
And Setsa has a focus in ecology.
Yep, ecology will apply. If you've got biology or botany or something like that, that'll also apply.
Successes of the two.
DB got 3.
I don't think any
All
of
got
my
2.
focuses would apply, but it might be fun to try to just say them in case I get 4 successes.
Yeah, see, this
I
is
think
why
we're
I
good.
changed Kara's career track from science, is we have too many good scientists already.
Yeah, my focuses are xenoarchaeology, anthropology, none specifically biology.
Okay.
I'm the machine and time science guy.
Alright, so, there are a lot of different plants that are here. They're probably what was a mix of what was once foodstuffs, like living, actual grown plant material that would be eaten for food, but over time, the genetic material has mixed, and you've got some really weird sort of mix of exothermic and just sort of like weird different plants that have formed. You do notice that there are small beetles that have made their home in here that probably are the primary pollinators. They probably were the only reason that this ecosystem exists at all.
Kara will basically kind of sweep the room slowly, kind of taking video of the various different things so that we can, have a visual record of this when we go back.
There seems to be like beetles pollinating here. Ferengi might like this place. It was how much they like beetle snuff.
Probably want to make sure they're not poisonous first. Well, I guess that depends on how much you like the Ferengi. Right.
And we're sure these beetles are organic.
They are carbon-based.
Well, I could try
Okay.
one and see what happens.
Let's not just yet.
Setsa is starting to trot forward, tail wagging. She's very, very interested in the emergent. It's just a very interesting exercise. Like, well, what if a hydroponics continued on in a stable ecosystem for millennia?
Kara's going to be trying
At
to look
least
around
500.
to see if there's any other doors out. Although, based on the way the station has been put together so far, every room has seemed to have had only one entrance and exit.
It's a contrivance to make things more simpler, but there is further on entrance beyond that you can go to.
I mean, we went through the med bay to get to the ops the ops room.
No, we went through the med bay, back into the hallway, and into ops. Anyway, I'm going to wait for everybody else to do stuff, and Kara's just going to stand by the door for a bit.
So Setsa's going to be compiling as much data as she can on the area because she knows that this could make. So she's doing a good diligent job of cataloging as much as she can, getting genetic data, and trying to work out like where the source of energy coming through artificial systems that are still online. Is it through any kind of like window that's open?
Okay, give me a controlled science check.
Can I assist with the quality of my scans from earlier?
Yes, that's...
Well, Setsa's got successes, so...
I mean, you can still assist if you want to, DB.
I just
do a
I just picked
reason science for the assist if you want it.
Okay, fair.
Okay, so with that extra, you get a good scan with DB's assistance. You're able to catalog and get readings from all different variety of plants. There's the energy source that makes it warm is perhaps the most interesting thing. It is sort of like a lichen that grows that is extremely efficient at recycling energy, recycling dead plant matter back into the cycle as warmth to keep this ecosystem functioning. It's not there isn't any external energy into place, and it's rather amazing that this place is still alive, that there's still this amount of energy still contained in this hydroponics lab, considering how old this station must be.
I just had to post a particular Simpsons gif, and people listening will know which one it is.
Yes, this violates
thermodynamics here.
Yeah, this violates the laws of thermodynamics pretty well.
I mean, what you can say is that, you can say that it's slowly losing energy, but it because of that efficiency, it's at a much slower.
Yeah.
So Setsa also has the idea of okay, we want to conserve this, but we also don't want to necessarily get this onto planets that it should. I think decant are a good place for contamination, but also supporting a long run. Maybe the planet could use something. So yeah, she puts these thoughts together, and as I sneeze there, and yeah, she's just able to compile some really good notes that with Daniel's help that will make for good paper, and Daniel's going to be
Anywhere else but the dead planet these plants probably came from would probably be considered an invasive species.
Actually, while I'm thinking about it, considering that we do want to keep this place in order, I'm going to go back to the door we came through and I'm going to close it to try and keep as many buffers between this place and vacuum as I can.
Yeah, I was wondering about that.
I'm saying for the sake of argument, you've mostly been closing the doors as you've left them.
Even the one that didn't open all the way.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah, go ahead.
it still sort of functions. There's just sort of like vines and things in it that prevent it going the whole way up.
Okay. Well, in that case, first off,
We
Chorog.
at least know that there's a good. We at least know that there's a good airlock between the vacuum in the docking bay, and the rest of the hallways.
Chorog, did you have a thing?
I was going to say that Trog's just kind of been standing by the door keeping guard.
You said that Kara found a second doorway out, yes?
Yes.
Okay. I'm going to scan that one just to make sure that what's on the other side of it, because if it's another airlock, we're good, but...
It does seem to be another airlock. There's internal doors, and then there's airlock doors, and you're able to easily determine that this one's an airlock door.
Kara just kind of bangs on the door a little bit to get folks' attention. I found another way out. This looks like another airlock, so as long as we're careful, we shouldn't disturb this place too much.
Yes, indeed. Come along, everyone. Leave the beetles alone. Don't eat them.
There's no fun in that.
We can always come back and eat some later. Kara's gonna open the airlock door and just kind of shepherd everybody in. Then we do it all again to find out what's on the other side of this airlock.
Okay.
That's it. Just says, we're
Yes.
getting good at airlocks.
Well, I mean, it's the one thing on this station I think we can say that we understand at this point.
Okay, so as this the second airlock door opens, you look out, and this is clearly engineering, but a large, almost industrial engineering. There seems to be various machines, equipment here, but further deep inside, you see what does look like to be an inactive warp core.
So Daniel kind of like claps his hands together and gives the classic let's get to work like hand rub thing. Should I try and turn this on?
I'm going to guess that it's probably long out of antimatter and matter to annihilate.
Yeah, and Setsa says, maybe you should have Rick do it since he's the warp core engineer. And, matter antimatter explosions aren't a good.
Well, Rick's not here, but again, the lack of fuel, I think, is the bigger.
You could always ask John to go get some.
I'm not asking John to bring back antimatter. And she very quickly looks
Well, you
over
could
at
bring
John
me
and
to
says,
go
no
get
matter what
some."
anyone says, don't go bring back antimatter. Don't.
John salutes, but it'd also be hilarious if that ended up being a solution to a later problem.
Well, considering John is made of
We just
matter,
have to give no, Squidward, you told me not to give the paper back.
I feel relatively confident that asking John not to bring antimatter back is a good thing.
Yes, it is a very good thing. John will not bring back antimatter now.
Okay, so Kara is just going to immediately put the question to the group. Okay, so we could probably get something in here going again, but what's the most useful bit of information we could pull out of engineering?
Setsa says, well, right now, we want to learn a little bit more about the technological capabilities, so I think just held scans for, what the theoretical capabilities of it are, because that might give us an idea for, what the potential range of the civilization is.
Okay, so we're going to be guessing a little bit here, but let's just fan out and search, and if you find something that looks like just the main diagnostics panel, That's what we're looking for.
Okay,
Yeah,
everyone.
or, just scan the systems, or scan the physical apparatus, too. So she gets to scanning.
Oh,
Yeah.
well, if that's what you meant, go for it.
So everyone, do insight engineering for me.
Graves as well, because he hasn't had to deal with any tactical threats.
I am surprised I got a success. I am not
Daniel
surprised
will-
at how Chorog did.
Daniel will also be on the lookout for any kind of backup power system with a more shelf-stable fuel source.
I think after
Ooh, this is going to be
5,000
fun for Graves.
I think after 5,000 years, nothing is shelf stable. Of course, I say that, and then there's been like Iconian things that still work after 50,000 years.
Like, there's like that whole thing about like the Voyager satellite still being alive after so long, so...
That wasn't naturally
Yeah, that was induced by another.
civilization repairing it and giving it a new body.
That wasn't just, the nuclear reactor kept going.
Okay. Well,
they
in my
hooked it up
defense,
to
I
something
never
more
watched
powerful
that.
than God.
Yeah, in my defense, I never watched that. I just know about it.
You've never seen Star Trek the movie?
He needs
I
to
have
watch more
seen-
Star Trek.
I've seen the Kelvin timeline movie, and
No.
I think maybe somewhere between 3 and 5 total episodes from across multiple series is...
Okay, so
Yeah.
your homework is to go watch the Star Trek the motion picture director's cut because it's very pretty and I think you'll like it.
Yeah, it's a really good sci-fi movie. Also, you know what this is also going to mean? You, me, and Nick at least are going to do a watch party for Final Frontier.
All right, let's get back to our roles, shall we? So we've got DB and Kara both got 1, Graves and Setzer.
Along with Grawl.
And Grau, yes, sorry. Graves and Setzer got 2, but Shorok got 3. So let's start with the people who got 1.
You managed not to bang your head on a bulkhead.
But you do also find like an auxiliary power source, sort of like more a basic fusion kind of reactor that just sort of needs deuterium. It doesn't at least need any antimatter. So you can get some basic auxiliary power going, emergency power going, if they so saw fit. As far as Graves and Setzer, you're sort of more focusing on the other machinery and components, not necessarily the power systems. So most of this station, this engineering, seems to be more in line with constructing synths than anything else. And for JB, you do find a sort of hidden, connected to the main antimatter, like sort of the main engineering console. That console, if powered, could be used to, say, route power from it to elsewhere in the station, provide a more essentially be a control system that allows you to access pretty much anything you want on the station. That is what you find with your various roles.
Kara is just kind of very gently going to go over to John and say, John, would you please go gather up a barrel of deuterium and bring it back?
John salutes and says, "Aye, aye." He's
And when he comes back, he's holding the blue barrel above Kara, and it falls on her. Sorry, I just had to make the Worf joke.
You know, against all odds, I did understand that reference. And anyway, I guess...
While we're waiting for John, I would just point out that Grawl has posted in our chat the gif of the barrel falling on Worf, and then it cuts to the GTA wasted.
It would have that sound effect in there if it did have sound, but it doesn't. So, what are people going to do with the things that they've found?
Oh, when John gets back with the deuterium, Kara's going to suggest that we get the fusion core online, because then we can route power to the console that Chorog found.
Daniel will also try and get emergency power on.
Okay, so, yeah, but the deuterium comes back pretty shortly. John sort of sitting on top of it. I've got the deuterium!
All right. Now we just need to fuel up the reactor, and I'll let those who have a better idea of what they're doing fiddle with it.
It's not antimatter, but it's probably functions vaguely the same. I've never seen this before, but it'll be fine. And Daniel goes about trying to...
Kara reaches out and puts a hand on Daniel's shoulder and stops him. If you don't know how fusion works, don't touch it. Even I know how fusion works.
Oh, I know how fusion works. I'm just not sure if I've worked with this particular material, but it'll be fine.
Graves holds up a hand and says, let's actually let the experts handle this and not just wing something that could short out the systems on the station, damage effectively what's a unique historical relic. Let's actually be careful and not too cavalier about this.
Yeah. First off, we need to be very careful and get this deuterium hooked up into the main deuterium injectors. Then we need to start slowly bringing up increasing the reaction rate.
Right. No, I can just... Well, actually, I'm good at moving stuff here. I'll get that into the... And Kara grabs the barrel and sets about getting it where it needs to be.
Okay. Can I get...
Daniel?
Sorry, go D, Daniel.
No, I was just going to say Daniel's going to go over to whatever console he needs to help with this, just muttering to himself, oh, now you don't want to be cavalier. Now we need to be careful.
Alright, so, Kara, because this is going to be manhandling the deuterium, can you give me a fitness engineering?
Sure, at least I'm good at one of those.
Chorog, can you do a control engineering for me?
Sure thing.
I got one success on my fitness engineering. Really good at fitness, really bad at engineering.
Okay, I'm gonna re-roll it.
Is Daniel not doing a thing with this? Or?
Well, until the power gets going, Daniel doesn't have a console to use.
That's better.
Oh, I thought there was gonna be some kind of thing involved with getting power. I don't know.
Once the console has power, the console can be used to do things, but it needs power to do things first with that power. Alright, so with JB's 2 and Kara's 1, you're able to slowly bring power back to the station. It's only like emergency auxiliary power. The containment magnetic fields for EPS sort of are able to be used. And the lights and life support come back alive. What was very dim, what was required, the lights on your shoulders, hovering above your shoulders, now find bathed in a dim, not a red light, but just a dim white light. Sort of with like a bluish tint to it. As life returns back to the mechanics of the station.
Let's be careful with these systems. We don't know. These injectors are ancient. I don't want them to get to the point where they're fused and then we're screwed.
Not to mention the rest of the EPS systems. The station hasn't had any maintenance in 5,000 years. Let's be very gentle.
Okay, Kara, you suddenly feel tap, tap, tap on your left shoulder.
Kara just turns carefully and looks over her left shoulder.
Can I get everyone to describe where they are right now in relation to Kara? Are they behind her, to the left, in front? How far away they are?
Where is Kara in relation to the rest?
Kara is with the barrel next to basically the deuterium injectors and everything.
Okay. Chorog is standing at the master display terminal, manually controlling the deuterium flow and trying to manually keep the injectors from fusing.
Setsa will be collecting data on the reaction. Graves will probably be closer to Kara while Setsa is off on the side.
Goro will be pretending he is doing something engineering-wise, even though he doesn't really know much about it, and standing near Kara.
Daniel is at some kind of console involved in the power making process.
Daniel could be working...
probably on a different side of the machinery than Kara.
Well, Daniel could be standing on the other side of the master display terminal, manually working the controls with Chorog. Because it takes a team effort to get this stuff to balance out.
Mm. So, aside from the crew and their positions as currently described to you, you see nothing else.
Kara just quietly opens her mouth and then closes it and just says, "Okay, I just felt someone tap me on my shoulder and I'm not seeing anything."
Graves turns and his eyes flash orange in the sort of like, okay, he's activated his conclave implants and is probably scanning for something. Most likely shrouded. So anything that is like basically operating on a tachyon.
Okay, give me an insight security check, anyone who's doing scanning.
Daniel is going to use his chrono scanner to see if anything was visible when the tap happened.
Chorog's got both hands busy trying to keep this ancient power core from exploding, so not much he can do right now.
Did you say insight security?
Insight security.
Kara's going to reach out with her wireless systems and try to interface with the station computer.
Okay.
Is that still security insight, or?
I will let... you won't actually have to roll for that.
Oh, dear.
But let me just get everyone else's... GB, there is no sign of anything visible when Kara felt that touch on her. Literally, there was nothing that seems to have physically touched her. Garel, you come to the same conclusion. You don't see any sign of movement or shimmer or distortion.
There doesn't seem to be anything physical. Could have been like your electronic could have been like a computer thing.
I'm interfacing with the base computer now.
Can I get Duncan's check for Ilium before we move on?
It's up there with 9 and 19.
You're
Oh, okay. Okay, I missed it.
But
okay.
specifically, this is on a tachyon sweep, so not visible.
Yes. So, Ilium gets nothing back, no return or chain indications of anything back from the tachyon sweep.
So he still will unsheath his conclave lens and extend it out like this.
Okay. So, Kara, as you try and reach out to the station, you, with your wireless systems, you realize that that was the station trying to reach out to you. That it resulted in a physical manifestation of that notification. Oh, there's someone here. I want to get their attention and communicate with something that I know. Give me, let's say, control con. I think con will be good with this.
1 success.
Yeah, so with just the 1 success, you're unable to determine the mechanism, but something deep within the system's architecture recognizes the similar creator, that there is a core part of your body that you don't consciously control. That somehow there is that that the station and your body sort of interact on almost like basically a subconscious level.
Kara's eyes basically just kind of flash to static, and she gives a slight twitch, and her eyes come back to normal, and she just looks over her shoulder and say, "Well, the station knows I'm here, and I know it's here, and I think it's responsible for what I felt. The problem is, I can't really, like, I don't understand this thing, and I don't think it really understands me, even if we're similar."
Setsu says, "Well, sounds like we just need to find the central computer and just have more of a conversation with it. Or
Yes.
some kind of interface."
That's the question. Did we just wake up an AI, or is this just a VI?
I mean, VI might try to do some more like routine introduction spiel, or try to like do a security run. Like just tapping on the shoulder seems like curiosity and unconventional.
Yeah, that's what I'm afraid of. JB, or, sorry, Chorog, how's the power look to the computer core?
Power's stable for now, but I wouldn't tax the system too hard. Not sure how long I can keep this balance going.
Right. Go ahead and cut off the power to all this stuff we know doesn't work. We don't need weapons, we don't need sensors, we don't need...
Copy that. Routing power from sensors and weapons to auxiliary systems and life support.
Granted, I don't know if any of the power is flowing there, but Kara just kind of shrugs and is at a loss for what to do now, strangely.
Am I needing to roll for this or no?
No, I'm just going to say you're able to do it fairly well. You know enough about chip systems, and this is actually more graphical based. Goral has had enough knowledge to know, okay, well, this is what the symbol that, I mean, the different parts of the ship, the station you've been in, and these what the symbols are. So you've basically been able to get enough information to kludge everything together enough.
Kara suddenly snaps her fingers because now she has an idea. She just looks over at the folks operating the computers and says, "If you can, figure us out the route to the computer core. If we can get down there, maybe we can get Grawl to get a readout of some of the records."
I'll see what I can do.
Is there a second way out of engineering?
I mean, there's nothing that is particularly obvious.
What about a Jeffrey's tube type access?
Well, I think you'll probably find those when you look up the schematics. But
Drug
even on the Reliant, those usually aren't very obvious.
So do I need a roll to look for the
Yes.
the schematics?
Yes. I'm just trying to think which one would be better, insight or reason.
Probably insight, because this is an unfamiliar system.
Yeah. So insight engineering.
Could Goral help?
Now,
Yeah.
would I be able to use my information hacking focus for this one?
Yes, and Goral will be able to help by providing xenological backup, xenoanthropological backup. Give reason science with a focus for Goral. Just one dice.
So that's 3 successes for Chorog?
Yes.
Yeah, actually, because he's got the focus, so yeah. And an extra one from Grawl, so 4 total.
Okay, so you do find a store of information. And with that, you find the schematics. But you also find a lot of words. Probably technical engineering. But Goral, this probably is enough to actually get the universal translator working if you spend the correct time working on it.
I think we might have enough to get the translator working. Who do I talk to get this thingy working?
I'm afraid that's pretty much on you, Grawl, but take the time you need. Having an actual idea of what everything says around us would probably be the most helpful thing right now.
I'll stand by and give him my hand if you guys want to go ahead do any kind of exploring. But I can hold down the fort here with Grawl.
No, I don't want to go down there yet.
So, you do also have that schematic. So are able to have one side of the screen the schematics and the other side of the screen the text that Goral's going through. So you could also find the Jeffrey's tubes equivalent.
Kara at least will go over with Charog and just watch the schematics to see if we can figure out where the computer core is.
Okay, Kara, can you give me an insight con for this, please?
Oh.
Can Daniel assist again with his base knowledge of how space stations generally should work?
Yeah.
Kara got 2 successes.
Give me also an insight con. Just 1 dice, though.
Didn't do anything anyway.
No success.
Alright, so with that, you're able to track the Jeffrey's tubes, but also the data network. Not like that. There is cabling that you can identify that run through alongside, or like really alongside the equivalent to Jeffrey's tubes, and beyond engineering, beyond ops, there is a third place where all these lines converge. The computer data core.
Where are we going next? Can't say I'm feeling very comfortable about it right now.
Hey, have we considered that maybe whoever attacked this planet and the base, have we considered that maybe they weren't the ones who did this, who turned the synths into the pile that we found?
Even if that is the case, that doesn't really have too much to do with our current situation. That just means that whoever came along, bombarded the planet, and then someone else came along later and finished off the station.
Oh.
Anyway, if I might suggest, this might be a good time to finish it off for the night.
Yeah. So you do have the directions you need to go. You do have the locations of the Jeffrey's tube. So for next time, you can start figuring out what's going on with the computer system of this station. And with that, good night.
Why am I so concerned?
Yay.
Beware the enemy within.
Good night and good luck.
Good night. Good night.